Hey guys, so before I get into this, I think it would be a good idea if I very quickly go over how I feel about the previous Spider-Man films. The first Spider-Man was a good fun movie. I loved it then. I still enjoy it now, although I do see some of its problems. Spider-Man 2, great film, much better film, good sequel. It's my favourite of the Spidey movies. It does suffer from some of the same problems, but it's still really good, and it almost nails the tone completely. Spider-Man 3, a big emo mess. It's not a good film. I don't own it. I've only seen it a few times, but I will say it does have its moments. I think some people are a bit too harsh, maybe, although I did just call it a big emo mess. It does have its moments, like when Sandman wakes up for the first time, or the fight scene between Sandman and Spider-Man. There's some really good stuff in there. It's just drowned in dancing shit. The Amazing Spider-Man. It was fine. It had its moments. The biggest problem was, just like most people, I didn't want his origin again. We just didn't need it, you know. Everyone knows it. Just give us a new Spidey story. I don't mind that they did a reboot, you know, with a new cast. I just wanted a new story, and instead they just gave us the origin again, but they changed a few things and made it worse. But overall it was okay. Again, I don't own it, but it was fine for what it was. Okay, so let's get on to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Growing up, I've always been a fan of comic books. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, has always been one of my favourites. What I love about the character, you know, I can relate to him. You know, he's a nerd just like me. You know, and in this film, he's just a cool, funny, hip, popular, good-looking skater dude with a great head of hair. The Spidey suit looks awesome. It's the best one yet. As far as I'm concerned, it's perfect. I love it. My favourite moment in the film is it's a 30-second shot. It's near the start of the film, and it's Spidey swinging through the city. He's doing all the jumps and flips, and it's just incredible. It's the best he's ever looked. It's amazing. I was like a little kid grinning ear to ear during that short scene. It really is amazing. There's more of it throughout the rest of the film. There's some really cool shots of Spidey in this. But yeah, that was by far my favourite moment in the film. You know those really annoying couples on Facebook who are constantly telling everyone how happy and in love they are? I love you, I love you. Life's amazing, it's going to last forever. I hate those kind of people. And Gwen and Peter in this film are just like that. Every scene they have, the film's telling you how in love they are and how they're meant to be. It's really shoved down your throat again and again, and it just gets really annoying. I'm not sure what that says about me, but I couldn't stand it, and I'm glad this film ends the way it does. Jamie Foxx is a great actor. I'm a big fan of his, but he's wasted here, and he's really quite bad. When he's Max Dillon, you know, the nerdy character before he becomes Electro, it's really over the top, really silly. He's got the comb over and the big glasses and the gap in his teeth, and it's just ridiculous. It's like something out of a kid's Saturday morning TV show. And then he becomes Electro, and it's just lame. It's not. He doesn't really have a reason to be a villain, not a good one anyway. You don't buy it. It's just crap, and he looks rubbish. He looks like Dr. Manhattan's retarded nephew. This coffee is too hot. Some people say he's the perfect Peter Parker. He's not for me, at least. But I will say Andrew Garfield is perfect as Spider-Man. He looks the part, he's funny, he's just great. It's the comic book brought to life, it really is. It's much better than the Raimi films in that way. Do you know what I really hate in a good fight scene? Is when the camera is shaking all over the place. It doesn't look cool, it's annoying, you can't tell what's going on, and unfortunately this film does that a lot. There are a lot of good action shots and a lot of slow motion that looks really cool, but there's also a lot of shaky cam at times, and personally I'm not a fan at all. The film is very funny at times. I'd say it's probably the funniest of all the Spider-Man films, but there's a line, and it, for me at least, it goes too far at times. It goes into slapstick mode. The kids might love it. Personally, I just found it silly and annoying. Emma Stone. Yeah, she's in the film. She's fine. You know, she's the girlfriend. She's not really given that much to do, to be honest. You know, I'm a big fan of hers, but you know, she was fine. From scene to scene, the film is all over the place. It's a complete mess. The scenes don't gel well. There's almost no story. It really does feel like they filmed a few different films, took their favourite scenes and then put them together to make one film. Yeah, but by the halfway point, I'd given up. It's just a mess. Much like the film, the special effects are very mixed. At times they look fantastic, other times it really does look like something out of a video game. The trailers and posters are really selling the film as Rhino being one of the main villains. The truth is, he's barely in it. He's in it right at the start for a few minutes, and then right at the very end for a few minutes. And sadly, he's not very good. I'm a big fan of the actor, but he's really cheesy, really silly, over the top. The CGI looks fine, but it's a bit silly, the design of it. It really does look like a Transformer type thing. Just, yeah, really wasted opportunity. I'm sure he'll be back in future films, but if he's like this, then I'm not too keen to see that. Only Batman can say his name out loud and it be awesome. If your name's Rhino or Electro and you're the villains, you shouldn't be doing it. Do you remember how rushed and forced Venom felt at the end of Spider-Man 3? Sadly, the Green Goblin gets the same treatment here. Dane DeHaan is great as Harry Osborn, but his transformation into the Goblin is very rushed right near the end. And it really does feel like a last minute thing. He comes in, he does what you expect him to do, and then he's gone, and that's it. Again, just really disappointing. Aunt May. The action scenes are all pretty decent, but just like most summer movies, you really have seen all of the best bits in the trailer. So, do I recommend the film? Unfortunately, I don't. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you're going to watch it anyway. If you've got money to burn, time to kill, and you love big summer movies, then check it out if you want. It does have a few good moments. Just don't expect much overall. But if money's tight and you can really only afford to see good movies, I'd say skip this one. Especially if you've seen the other Spider-Man films. Because sadly, this one really isn't doing anything we haven't seen already. I don't do star ratings, but if I did, you know, the Spider-Man fan in me wants to give it 3 out of 5, which is what a lot of reviews have been giving it. But personally, this is a 2 out of 5 from me. There's a few good things in here, but overall I was just really disappointed. The tone is all over the place, there's almost no story, the action scenes are just okay. You know, it's average at best overall, and I'd give it 2 out of 5, I really would. Okay guys, so that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, I will be doing reviews for all the big summer movies, and even a lot of smaller films too. I love films, and I love talking about them. So if you did enjoy it, then please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. I just want to say one thing before I go. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I really am. You know, I've been drinking out of a Spidey mug. Got the Spider-Man DVDs down there. The comic books and graphic novels are over there. I really do have Spider-Man stuck on my ceiling. I did that the day I moved in, and I have Spidey on my wall there, signed by the great Stan Lee. You know, I'm a huge, huge Spider-Man fan. Saying this film isn't very good doesn't make me any less of a fan. Whenever these big movies come out, there seems to be a lot of people who make their mind up if it's good or not before they've even seen it. This is the worst movie ever, the best movie ever. I don't get that personally. I find that just kind of silly. I understand if you love a character, you don't want to be negative towards the film, but you don't have to accept anything the studio gives you. Like the Transformers films. They keep making the same movie again and again, and I'm personally not a fan at all, but they make money, so that's why they keep making the same movie. They're not going to get better while they still make money, you know? So you can be honest, you know? This film wasn't very good, in my opinion. That doesn't make me less of a fan. It really doesn't. You know, and I promise you, with my reviews, I'll always give you my honest opinion. I love Batman. Dark Knight Rises had a lot of flaws. I love Superman. Man of Steel, it was pretty dull. I was not a fan at all, to be honest. You know, but I'm still a fan of those characters. I just want the films to be great. And I'm not just going to say, yeah, this is the best movie ever, no matter what the film's like. That's just ridiculous, in my opinion. You know, and I think if you're honest and you have criticism towards the film, it might even make you more of a fan. You know, I remember when Spider-Man 2 came out, and everyone was saying how great it was, and it was just a great time to be a Spider-Man fan. And unfortunately, we haven't had that feeling since. Spider-Man 3, everyone makes fun of. Amazing Spider-Man was just okay. This film, most people are just saying it's okay at best. You don't have to accept what they give you. And just because you're a fan doesn't mean you have to say it's the best movie ever. That's my opinion. You have yours. Maybe you do love this movie. Maybe, who knows. But I find it hard to believe that you think this is the best summer movie or the best Spidey movie. Because personally, I didn't think it was very good at all. But anyway, that's that. I don't really know where I was going with that. But thanks for watching. I'm not sure what my next review will be. Maybe Transcendence, but apparently it's awful. So maybe that'll make a fun review. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.